have not had a public campaign event for nearly a week now. Tomorrow you'll be in Montana, which is not a swing state. Some of your allies have expressed concern that you're not taking this race seriously, particularly at a time where there is enthusiasm on the other side. Why haven't you been campaigning this week?
Because I'm leading by a lot, and because I'm letting their convention go through. And I am campaigning a lot. I'm doing tremendous amounts of taping here. We have commercials that are at a level I don't think that anybody's ever done before. Plus, in certain cases, I see many of you in the room where I'm speaking to you on phones, I'm speaking to radio, I'm speaking to television. Television's coming over here. Excuse me, what are we doing right now? She's not doing any news conference. You know why she's not doing it? Because she can't do a news conference. She doesn't know how to do a news conference.
So Trump just wrapped up a 77-minute press conference at Mar-a-Lago, which is something that neither Kamala Harris nor her predecessor, Joe Biden, have the capability to do. And here are some of the highlights. Check it out.
I know you said that you think you're very
smart. No, I think she's actually not as smart as he is.
Well, you said you think you're very smart.
I don't think he's very smart either, by the way. I'm not a big fan of his brain. But I think that she's actually not as smart as he is.
To what do you...
So I've run against Hillary, and I've run against various other people. I would say that in terms of intelligence, Hillary was far superior. I would say that. Hillary was smart. She was her own worst enemy in many ways, but she was smart, very smart. Okay? But the presidency was taken away from Joe Biden. And I'm no Biden fan, but I'll tell you what, from a constitutional standpoint, from any standpoint you look at, they took the presidency away. And people were saying he lost after the debate. He couldn't win. Well, I don't know that that's true necessarily. But whether he could win or he couldn't win, he had the right to run. And they took it away. They said they're going to use the 25th Amendment. They're going to hit you hard. Either we can do it the nice. I know exactly, because I know a lot of people on the other side, believe it or not. And they said, we'll do it the nice way, or we'll do it the hard way. And he said, all right. So that, I mean, they've really taken, what they've done is pretty incredible.
It's funny how the media never tries to fact check the claim that Trump is making about it being a coup against Joe Biden, because they know it is entirely true and it is something that they participated in. But folks, I want to get to some of the big news and headlines out of this press conference. Of course, we have a lot of clips of vintage Trump. You know, there's a lot of 2016 energy going back and forth with the media in this press conference. But before we do that, folks, if you enjoy the content, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new. But I do got to point out, so Trump, the biggest announcement arguably made in this entire press conference was that he has now agreed to all 3 presidential debates that the networks have offered. You have the Fox News one on September 4th. Let's not forget, this is a debate that Kamala is actively refusing to do. There's the previously scheduled ABC debate on September 10th. This note is wrong here. September 10th. And NBC on September 15th, which to my knowledge, I'm not sure if Kamala Harris has yet responded to. But of course, the talking point has been what? Trump won't debate. Trump is scared of Kamala Harris, even though it's Kamala Harris who is backing out of the Fox News debate. And all that Trump said was he will wait to see Kamala win the Democratic nomination before he agrees to anything. Well, by the virtual roll call she did this week, and now here's Trump saying he's gonna debate. So then, so much for Kamala saying, say it to my face, Donald. Donald Trump is scared to debate. No, he's not. Actually, that's Kamala Harris. Check it out.
Being said, I think it's very important to have debates. And we've agreed with Fox on a date of September 4th. We've agreed with NBC, fairly full agreement, subject to them, on September 10th. And we've agreed with ABC on September 25th. So we have those 3 dates, and those networks, they're very anxiously awaiting that date and those dates. So we have September 4th, September 10th, and September 25th. We have spoken to the heads of the network, and it's all been confirmed, other than some fairly minor details. Audience, some location, which city would we put it into, but all things that will be settled very easily, I think it'll be very easy. The other side has to agree to the terms. They may or may not agree. I don't know if they're going to agree. She hasn't done an interview. She can't do an interview. She's barely competent, and she can't do an interview. but I look forward to the debates because I think we have to set the record straight. Why is it that millions of people were allowed to come into our country from prisons, from jails, from mental institutions, insane asylums, even insane asylums?
So there you have, again, Trump agreeing to the debates, even the ones that Kamala Harris has ducked and refused to do. Very solid point there made by Trump, though. It's been, I believe, 18 or 19 days now, somewhere around there, that Kamala Harris has been the Democrat candidate, and she still has not done a single press conference or even sit-down interview with the media. Where is Kamala Harris? Why are they sheltering her? Why are they so scared? You know, they're literally using the same Joe Biden tactic of hide Biden in the basement, even for the candidate that they claim is much younger and fresher. Well, the reality is, because Kamala Harris cannot do anything that is not off of a teleprompter. You remember those presidential debates back in 2020. And by the way, even on top of that, you go to her presidential campaign website right now, she does not have a single policy or agenda even listed there. So that is the Kamala Harris campaign. Just have the media fawn over her. Oh my God, she's so brat. She's so amazing. And meanwhile, she won't even speak to anyone, and the campaign has absolutely no substance. And Trump brought that up in another part of this press conference when a reporter tries to question him over his campaign schedule, because this has been a talking point. Trump did not do any rallies this week, which I don't know why, for the record. You know, maybe he should be, maybe he shouldn't be, maybe there's a reason why. I'm not exactly sure. I'm not here to talk on that. But of course, it's very interesting why reporters don't ask Kamala Harris, why aren't you doing press conferences? Oh, that's right, she doesn't do press conferences. And Trump points that out here, and it's kind of brilliant. Take a listen.
Okay.
Mr. President, you have not had a public campaign event for nearly a week now. Tomorrow you'll be in Montana, which is not a swing state. Some of your allies have expressed concern that you're not taking this race seriously, particularly at a time where there is enthusiasm on the other side. Why haven't you been campaigning this week?
Because I'm leading by a lot, and because I'm letting their convention go through. And I am campaigning a lot. I'm doing tremendous amounts of taping here. We have commercials that are at a level I don't think that anybody's ever done before. Plus, in certain cases, I see many of you in the room where I'm speaking to you on phones, I'm speaking to radio, I'm speaking to television. Television's coming over here. Excuse me, what are we doing right now? She's not doing any news conference. You know why she's not doing it? Because she can't do a news conference. She doesn't know how to do a news conference. She's not smart enough to do a news conference. And I'm sorry, we need smart people to lead this country, because our country's never been in this danger before, both economic.
What a stupid question that is. Obviously, vintage Donald Trump. You know, for people who say, where's the 2016 energy? I miss 2016 Trump. Well, you got 2016 Trump today, okay? You know, reminds me a lot of those days. But on this point, you know, to be clear and on the record here, I think the reason Trump has not really done public campaign events right now is because, number one, internally, they're probably doing some restructuring of the campaign, the ground game, the TV ads, and all of that stuff, because internally we are still probably reeling a little bit from the fact that, I don't know, Democrats changed their candidate at the very last minute. You know, that's kind of worth noting there. But number two is also because, yes, you have the DNC. Let's wait a little bit to see what happens there. But also, Tim Walz this week, the VP pick made by Kamala Harris, is imploding in on himself. So just let it all come out, right? Kind of stand aside and let all of the negative news coverage be about him. So I don't know the exact reason. You know, if it's literally just that Trump is being lazy, then that is grounds for serious concern. But my, instinct would be, I don't think it's exactly that. I think there's maybe a more calculated reason, but I'm not here to speculate on that. What I will point out is arguably this press conference definitely got a lot more coverage nationally than an individual campaign event would. And, it's always amazing to see Trump go back and forth with the media. And the optics difference, of course, considering the fact that Kamala Harris refuses to talk to the press. So I think this was overall a good idea. But lastly, here is another clip of, again, vintage Trump destroying another reporter who tries to ask him about Kamala Harris's crowd sizes. Let's check it out.
Are you worried at all about the size of Harris's crowds?
Oh, give me a break. Listen, I had 107,000 people in New Jersey. You didn't report it. I'm so glad you asked. what did she have yesterday? 2,000 people? If I ever had 2,000 people, you'd say my campaign is finished. It's so dishonest, the press. And here's a great example. I had in Michigan recently 25,000 people, and 25,000 people we just couldn't get them in. We had in Harrisburg 25,000 people, and 20,000 people couldn't get in. We had so many. Nobody ever mentions that. When she gets 1,500 people, and I saw it yesterday on ABC, which they said, oh, the crowd was so big. I have 10 times, 20 times, 30 times the crowd size. And no, they never say the crowd was big. That's why I'm always saying turn around the cameras. I'm so glad you asked that. I think it's so terrible when you say, well, she has 1,500 people, 1,000 people, and they talk about, oh, the enthusiasm. Let me tell you, we have the enthusiasm.
I just love the fact that the media has to broadcast this. And it's like, again, I also think in some ways Trump is sending a strong message to even the conservatives who want to panic about this election. Because here's the reality. Should we be concerned? Yes, obviously. Ever since they replaced the candidate, it is true, the election got a lot closer and we have to work a lot harder. And Kamala Harris certainly has more energy and enthusiasm around her than the fossil that was Joe Biden. But at the same time, you know, you say, oh, Kamala got a big crowd. Yeah, Trump's been getting big crowds for almost a decade. You know, yes, it is true, right? Kamala has some energy. A lot of it is astroturfed. Some of it is organic. Sure, that's absolutely true. And so I definitely don't think that we should get complacent. And I don't know anyone in MAGA who's saying to get complacent. But at the same time, this idea that Republicans should be panicking right now, oh my gosh, let's all run around like headless chickens, that's just not productive. Okay, people don't do or make smart decisions when they are panicking. We need to keep a cool and calm, rational head here. And if you need any example of that, look at the June 27th debate and Joe Biden versus the Democrats, okay? I would make the argument that Democrats flipping out as much as they did more damage to Joe Biden than the actual debate did. And in that same regard, I don't think Republicans should be doing the same thing. We should not be buying into the media psyop that is trying to get us to panic or freak out. Just stay confident, but not complacent, right? Just keep working hard, work even harder. We should campaign like we're losing, but we also shouldn't be like, oh my gosh, it's all over. Because, you know, I look at Trump on stage today and I see vintage Donald Trump, right? That is the 2016 Trump. This right here is the energy from Trump that took down Hillary Clinton. And I'm not saying to get complacent for the millionth time, but I'm also confident that he can do it again. And with that said, folks, let me know your thoughts on all of this in the comment section down below. Be sure to leave a like on this video, subscribe if you are new. And until next time, God bless and peace.